There we go. Okay, I'm officially live. Hello, everybody. Oh, I just realized. Hang on, I gotta go do a couple of techie things. Hello, hello, hello. Let me close that window. Okay, here we go. I know. I realized I just came in from outside. Live in the desert, so that was my desert hat. So for the sun. Anyway, happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm gonna make sure that this is going into the world. Jocelyn's gonna let me know in a moment if you can hear me and see me, and it's working on all the different platforms. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is Wednesday, September 10th. I know that last Wednesday I missed this. I was traveling that entire day, so I could have done it on a Thursday, but I didn't. So there you go. Okay, let me get to the topic that I wanted to chat about really briefly as I have a call at the top of the hour. It's about 8:39 right now on the West Coast. So by the way, there's a little flickering going on the screen. It's not your device, it's probably mine. Who knows? Technology moment. Um, so I gave a talk at my spiritual center this last week. So I'm a member of a spiritual community. Dare I call it a church? It's an organization that I align with around how your thoughts create your reality, right? That whole thing, and it's very much a great community of folks. And there's classes inside of it, and I'm asked to speak once in a while, right? Which is really cool. So here's what I spoke about. And by the way, I only had a 5-minute window to talk. This was not a long talk. So, but it seemed to resonate. And I got a couple of calls from people afterwards, and they were like, that's a really great distinction. So I wanted to pass it on to all of you. And it's one of those things that, of course, I bump up against in my own life, right? Because as a thought leader and a trainer and a coach, and in the personal growth space and leadership development space, we're always reflecting on what we're learning from our own life that we can hopefully offer wisdom into other people's lives, i.e., Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins. I wish my name was, I noticed, I wish my, excuse me, I have to get that out. I wish that my last name was Robbins. Seems to be a hit. Anyway, here's the distinction. Stop chasing and start choosing. Stop chasing, start choosing. And it's an internal mindset thing, right? And if when you first hear that, it has oh my gosh, you don't understand my life. There's a lot of circumstances, right? And we all can go down the list of our circumstances. We all can go down the list of what's happening. We can all go down the list of what's going on in the world. But this is an internal choice, right? Because peace and ease and joy and happiness and all the stuff that we long to experience, sense of groundedness, is an internal choice. We know this. This is not rocket science, but that internal voice, right? And so this distinction of chasing, right? And it's an interesting question to think about. What have you been? What do you continue to chase towards, right? And many times it's stuff on the physical plane. I chase towards a career. I chase, I work with a lot of people on their transformational businesses that they're in. They're chasing after a client. They're chasing after having their book be a bestseller, whatever that, I'm chasing people to sort of join my program. There can be a lot of that, right? And it's a the way to think about it is a sort of an internal way of being as you go through the world, right? And you're chasing something. Now, as I think about it, I reflected on it a lot, and I talked about it for a few minutes on this Saturday, in this Saturday meeting gathering. It's like a constant sort of low grade fever of, well, when I get there, then I will be, right? And whether that's, whatever you fill in the blank with, well, when I have enough money, then I will be, when I have enough friends, then I will be, right? Um, and I want to be very careful how I say this, because there is this truth of, on the physical plane, in this earth plane, there is, there is a sense of safety, there's a sense of security, how to exist on this earth plane with money, with friends, with support, right? And so I don't mean to disqualify that in any way, but it's I've worked with a Jungian therapist, Carl Jung, for many, many years, and have had many conversations about the going for it. And there's a paradox for me because I wrote a book called Play Your Bigger Game. So that has a quality of going for it. What are you putting into this world while you're here? Right? That's the bigger game metaphor. What's the bigger game you're playing? But if you can kind of lower the lower that philosophy or that perspective called, well, I'm going for it and I have to get it, and right, can you kind of feel that, right? I'm trying to evoke a sense of a feeling versus just a thought. The thought is stop chasing, start choosing. And just notice what that evokes in you, even as you think about it, right? And so, feel free to write it in the chat here, if anybody's watching. What is it that you need to let go of and stop chasing after? Because the amygdala brain, that fear-based part of us, goes, well, then I will, right? And it's pretty constant. It's pretty normal. So first of all, I want to sort of normalize this. It's like oh, well, when, right? So let me now flip the coin or go to the other side, is choosing, right? And what I love about the word choice, very life coachy word, very metaphysical word of, I choose it, right? Do I experience it on this earth plane the minute I choose it? Well, in the land of emotions, in the land of a state of being, Tony Robbins, coming back to the Robbins world, Tony Robbins would say, which I agree with when I heard him say it many, many years ago, the state we're in is a choice. I can choose joy in spite of what's going on. I can choose a sense of groundedness. I can choose a way of being. A way of being is a choice. And I know, and I get it, and I honor it, and I hear it, and I work with lots of people around, the circumstances outside dictate my beingness. And if you hang out with me and you hang out with people who are kind of like me in this life coachy, change your life, change your thoughts, change your life perspective, the being state is a choice, right? And when you choose the being state, the goal of it, and if you really live into it, the circumstances then either kind of roll over or through you, or they don't go away. I want to be careful that doesn't turn into, although they might change, right? And just to give you an example, I'm not going to go into the details. It's a bit personal. But I had an amazing, beautiful experience this summer with some friends and some family. And I chose going into it. I don't know, might sound a little crazy, but I chose the summer that I wanted to have with my friends and family. Chose the being of it. Yeah, we did stuff. We had meals together. We went on a boat together. We did things together. Excuse me. But the being state was the core of the shift for me this summer. So I chose it. And then ironically, I collected evidence for that being state becoming real. Was it all perfect all the time? No, of course not. Relationships, right? Ups and downs. So I hope you're kind of getting the essence of this, and you're welcome to comment on this. But I invite you to be in this question for yourself. Very life coachy moment here, right? What is it time to stop chasing? And what is it time to simply start choosing? Right? And it's very challenging. And again, I want to honor it. I want to make sure it doesn't turn into like, oh, well, Rick, that kind of like that sounds lovely, but right, this is a big deal, this internal paradigm shift. because there are circumstances that are very real. And right? And of course, that's why we talk to people. You know me, if you've been around my world, I believe that human beings need to talk to people, talk to a professional, talk to a therapist, talk to a coach, talk to a business development person, talk to people, and even hire people to help me shift on my way of being and give me new ideas on things to do. I would love to say that I've got this all figured out. We all know nobody does. And we need people to talk to, mentors, coaches, right? Spiritual directors, right? And because you go behind the curtain of that, one of my core phrases, again, if you've heard me speak this before, it's a writer downer, right? The conversations you're having in your life design your life, right? The conversations you're having in your life design your life. This conversation, and then the conversation you're having with the world in general, sort of your viewpoint all the time, right, is designing your life. So there's the distinction. Feel free to comment on it or have a thought about it, and you're welcome to put it into the chat. And I know this is going to many different platforms, and thank you, by the way, to an organization. I'm going to just do a little shout out to this amazing technology called Ecamm. Ecamm is a remarkable video platform, by the way, that can go to I think it can go to even 8 different platforms all at the same time if you have a powerful enough computer. So not going to go down the tech thing, but I'm kind of a techie geek, and right, if you have a powerful enough computer and you subscribe to this plan, it's called Ecamm, you can talk to a lot of platforms at the same time, so you don't have to keep going back and repeating or uploading videos and all that stuff. It's all straightforward. So anyway, little tech help there for a second. So I'll leave you with the question again. What is it time to stop chasing? And what is it time to start choosing? Again, back to my talk about it last week. The room got very electric with, you could feel the naming of the chasing, right? People were just like, oh my God, you're right. I'm chasing after this thing. I'm chasing after something. And what would it be like if you stop chasing something and you just start to choose it from an inside out perspective and see what starts to happen, right? And it's a very, very interesting distinction, right? I even got some feedback, which was really nice. Somebody called me and said, oh my gosh, you got to turn that into a workshop. You have to turn that into a thing. It has to be a chapter in a book. And I was like, yeah, okay, slow it down. And I don't even know if I've invented it, but I really grabbed onto it. And just to, one more thought about it. I can riff on this forever. You're going to continue to chase and you're going to catch it. So that's the other thing about a perspective shift or a different paradigm of living, is you're going to catch the old paradigm because it's going to drift back to, oh, I'm chasing after that. I'm chasing after that, and then you're going to go, oh, wait a minute, what am I choosing, right? Now, let me just go down the path for a few more moments here. I know I keep opening up the aperture, like he's done. No, he's really not. Which, by the way, my husband always tells me when I give talks, the ending is the hardest part for you. And it's true. I don't know how to end something. I always have a new thought. So, but this idea from a business perspective is, are you chasing clients or are you choosing clients? What an interesting way to look at it. One of my clients today sent me a video and really underlined this concept about chasing after clients and chasing after corporate gigs and chasing after speaking events and chasing. And she went, yeah, I need to reach out. I need to do reach outs. I need to pick up the phone and call people. I need to market. I need to tell the world what I'm selling, all of that stuff. But she said, I have to, what you've helped me do in this last week, Rick, is sort of let go of the chase towards it, instead of I'm choosing them. And they might not choose me, but I'm not choosing them because I do a one-on-one session with somebody and I realize, they're not the right client for me. You refer them on. So that's the pragmatic way to think about this in terms of doing your business life or doing your coaching life or doing your transformational business that you put into the world. So already, oh my God, let me cough. Hang on. Why don't we just take a big deep breath together? If you're still watching this, God bless. Um, I know they say out there, short sound bites. I go against the grain. You know, I know everybody, like it needs to be less than a minute. I do the less than a minute videos, but I also do this on every Wednesday. It kind of gives me space and place to process a little bit and pontificate a little bit, which people hang in there to my pontifications. God bless. Hopefully you've grabbed some wisdom from this, but and I send you all, if you're listening still, I send you, your families, your communities, your circles that you're a part of, because I know you are, right? Whether that is a spiritual community, whether that's your family community, whether that's your organization, whether that's your team. By the way, I just saw the flickering, something's going on with that. Whatever circles you're a part of, um, and I send this energy to your state in the United States, I send this to your country, and I send this to our globe, that there is a sense of peace and ease. You are muted. Am I muted? Jocelyn just said I'm muted. You are muted. Okay, I just need to find out I've been muted. Have I been? Your audio is gone. I don't know what happened. So it's not muted. Can you guys hear me right now? I didn't hit anything. So let me see. Hang on here. I'm just going to make sure. I might have to just stop. Okay, frozen. Your audio is going, you're frozen. Huh. Well, nothing's different on my end, so I'm going to stop talking, and this will either work or not, and we'll fix it later. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. Sending you and yours the best, of course, always.